welcome to RetroBytes. My name is Brian, and this is a show where Joe and I explore various gaming topics. On today's show, it's a Black Friday special. We take a game and remake it into a different genre, the trials of being an adult and a gamer, and what games we think should be Game of the Year. But before we get started, let's get the plugs out of the way. So if you want to listen to the extra topics of RetroByte, you can do so over at patreon.com/retrotopia, where you can join for free. And not only do you get RetroBytes 15 days early, you also get quick play. You can comment on the Retrotopia game of the week and comment to the host of the main show, as well as take part in polls. For $2 more, you get 2 exclusive podcasts, New Game Plus, a show about newer games or topics that didn't fit into another podcast, as well as Retrotopia After Dark, where Sam, Alan, and myself warm up before the weekly episode. But that's enough about the plugs. Let's start the show. It's episode 3 of the revamped RetroBytes, and as of right now, I can't remember what episode we're on in the order of things. God. I think it's 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I'll find out at the I'll find out at the beginning. Joining me as always is the newest co-host and the guy who's been doing a bang up job. It is Joe, and Joe just finished Thanksgiving, the American style, not the Canadian one.
I know, it's the day after. I'm so out of it.
Everybody's wondering how many flat screen TVs you got today on Black Friday as we record.
I am going out after this because I need to buy groceries at a highly necessary rate, because having my entire wife's extended family here, my fridge is empty, just has leftovers, and I need food bad. So we'll see.
We've never done, ever since I was a kid, we stopped doing the big family Thanksgivings now, and if we do get together, it's always something small. We'll do something we call steaksgivings, because of the price of steak. We don't eat it as often as we used to. So for Thanksgiving, everybody just goes out and gets their most prime choice cut of steak there, and we just all show up together with sides and stuff, and then, it's like Thanksgiving, only you don't have leftover turkey for 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's like that time's coming, because on my side, everyone has either kids and everything, and it's just too much chaos. We're one of 2 people that have kids on my wife's side, so it's easy for them to get together still. And with us hosting it, it was like, okay, just your sister has to make it here with her kids. That's the hardest part. So for now, we're still in that window where we can do this, but no, the time is coming. More of them are like, we're going to start trying to have kids here and there, and second that happens, it's dead.
Yeah, my son is the only grandchild of, my side of the family. My brother never had kids. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to Christmas, everybody just kind of pulls together and gets him a gift every year. Like this year, we're upgrading his computer, so we got everybody together to get him a better one. So now he'll have the best computer in the house, which pisses me off. So expect me to get a new computer.
I was going to say, you're just going to upgrade out of spite.
Yeah, I can't have that little motherfucker have a better computer than me.
Yeah, that's how it works. I mean,
yeah. No, it's a good time. But speaking of good times, we haven't talked in a month. What have you been up to? What have you been playing in the last month?
Let's see. Last time we recorded, I just started Pokemon ZA. I have not stopped. I'm so addicted. It's bad. I'm encroaching 100 hours already. I'm just grinding, doing every possible thing. I got DLC coming in a few weeks now, so I'm just gonna get right back into it hard. I started playing some BioShock because I was inspired by the ep that came out not too long ago at the time of the recording, and I've never touched those.
Our best episode ever.
It's pretty good, and I somehow...
No, I mean, stats-wise, it is our best episode ever.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. Damn. I mean, it's a big name, and I thought it was good. I still find it weird that I'm more a part of this show. I'm a host of a show, and I still listen to everything you guys release and, still a fan. And
that's why we don't put you on the main shows, because we want you to listen. You're one of our stats.
I am. I'm just a number to you. I know that.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, 3.
And then... with all the Black Friday deals, I actually picked up Sonic Racing Crossworlds last night, so I'm going to dig into that today in my downtime of resting after all the crazy Thanksgiving Day craziness.
Oh, it's good. So, yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Me, I finished Ghost of Yotai between
yeah?
the last time we talked and now, and that is an amazing game. I'm actually kind of angry that it got snubbed for Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
I actually think that loses a little bit of credibility because of it, but we'll get into that later.
I want to talk about that,
Yeah. Other than that, been playing games for the shows, not shows for the games.
I mean,
but
you do you.
Well, it is actually we're coming up to Home Alone time, so yeah, maybe 1A, 1B, right?
Yeah.
But what else have I been playing? I started Final Fantasy VIII again for the first time since I originally bought it in 1999, I think it was. And it is just as bad. The story is so bad, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's so good, the big twist in the middle, and it's like, it's not a twist, it's so dumb. A bunch of people don't know each other, go on an adventure like they're the best friends with this deep connection. The two protagonists, the guy and the girl with the love story, well, she's stoofing his rival, and then all of a sudden she's in love with him, and he's in love with her, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? I went on a rant on our Patreon exclusive show, After Dark.
I heard.
But yeah, I don't know, like, I got past the point where Alan was saying, like, it all comes together. So they connect them in the most loosely threaded way possible. It's like, oh, we are all at an orphanage together. And I'd say spoilers, but
how old
if
is
you
it?
Can make it to this point, congratulations, yeah. And it's just like, we're all part of an orphanage, but we forgot somehow. Amnesia. And we didn't even hint at it through the entire 10 hours it took you to get there. 10 to 15. I don't know exact numbers. But it's just like, had they built up to this, that's one thing. But they literally left it right to that point. And then all of a sudden, surprise, we're all part of the same orphanage. Oh, and that sorceress you're going after, she was the head of the orphanage. And it's like, this is stupid.
What the
heck? The whole fucking story so far is stupid. Then you beat the sorcerer, and it's just like, hey, did you know there's a more powerful sorcerer that was controlling her? And it's like, well, there you go. There's the dumbest story on the planet.
Why do I feel like the orphanage trope is, like, so overplayed and, like, your traditional JRPG?
You gotta remember, 1999. Well, it's always, like, the protagonist without a family, right? Like, you look at Breath of Fire, and it's like, Ryu, was found in the village, and the village elder took care of him, and it's like, whoa, why? Most people just let the kid, out to pasture to die in the forest.
Because especially
that day and age,
every main protagonist is just Goku. It's like, oh, I found him in a field and raised him, and oh wow, why is he like Sun Wukong? And
yeah. I'm not gonna get too much into that rant because, I could go on for hours. Like, I'm gonna push through this game. I actually got to the point where I was sick of grinding, so I just literally turned on the boost because I'm playing the PS5. It was like the PlayStation store version of it, so it has a boost in it. So I just turned that on, and I'm just going for the story now because I can't be bothered anymore. But I haven't played it in so long, I forgot the story, so I'm still waiting for that wow moment. Every Final Fantasy game I've ever played, whether I've liked it or not, has always had that wow moment that makes you say, well, you know what, if it didn't suck up to this point, I would have really loved this game.
What would you say Tens is? Besides, like, is it just the ending story that Titus is a dream, essentially? Is that really that wow, would you say?
I'd say Final Fantasy X was a good story through and through. I mean, they built the characters. Like, you meet the characters, you kind of see their backstories, you get to know them.
Yeah.
Like, the whole beginning of the game is talking about Yuna's, pilgrimage that she has to do. So you get to know these characters and who they are. In Final Fantasy VIII, you don't. You literally meet your first two party members on the quote-unquote exam, and they graduate with you, and all of a sudden the headmaster, who is Sid, the worst of the Final Fantasy Sids, just goes, oh yeah, I'm putting you on a mission now. And you get to the mission, and you meet the girl, the Riona. And she's just like, I was dating Cypher for so long there, and we were having like a great relationship, but I'm in love with you now.
Weird.
So anyways, yeah.
I was to say, I've also just like letting you go. I know nothing of Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, I'm just unloading now. Probably doesn't make for good radio because I think I'm just getting it out.
Do you feel better now though?
Yeah, I do feel better. Do you want to get into the news?
We probably should, unless this turns into like a Final Fantasy VIII podcast. So yeah. Catch and release. Nintendo's Pokemon style patent fails to evolve in Japan. Japan Patent Office has rejected a Japanese patent application filed by Nintendo in March 2024 covering a capture mechanic similar to that used in Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, and Pikachu. Pretty much throwing a device to capture a monster, and the player being able to own, control, use that monster. The JPO cited prior art, including earlier games featuring similar mechanics, such as in Ark Survival Evolved, Monster Hunter 4, and Craftopia, to argue that the claimed invention lacked novelty. This application appears to be part of Nintendo's broader legal campaign, along with Palworld developer Pocket Pair Incorporated. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are engaged in a lawsuit over alleged infringement of creature capture related mechanics. Although the JPO decision is not final and Nintendo may amend or appeal the application, the refusal could weaken Nintendo's position in the court case, as judges may give weight to patent examiner findings. So, should video game companies be allowed to patent gameplay mechanics like capturing creatures, crafting systems, or stamina meters, if those ideas have become standard features across the industry?
No.
Okay, next question.
Yeah. No, it's just, well, you can't, Pokemon's not the first game to come up with a capture monsters mechanic, so
yeah.
Them trying to patent it by, like, these little nuances, like, well, the ball was more round than the last ball, it's just, it's asinine.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want competition, and they're trying to sue themselves to a exclusive one-party Pokemon-esque type monster capturing game, and they don't need to. They just need to improve the games they've been making. Like, I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but I've heard the rustlings of the Pokemon fandom. They're talking about how the games have gotten progressively worse as they've made them more 3D. I've even heard stuff about ZA there being very bland to look at because all the textures are just basic as they can be.
They are, and in defense, I'll just say it's like, okay, it's a Pokemon game. Who gives a shit? I didn't even notice the background assets. Yeah, they're not amazing, but I'm not playing that game for that. I literally look past it easily. But I get it, though, because, the games are getting repetitive. They're two-dimensional at times. There's not a lot there anymore, and it feels like they just shot for the moon in the early games. But, no, I agree with you, though. Like, no, they shouldn't be patenting these game mechanics. It's ridiculous. Like, and it just shows, like, okay, what is Pokemon afraid of? Like, you really think, oh my god, what's the name of the actual game?
Palworld.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, exactly. I have not thought about it in that long. Yes, you really think Palworld is going to touch Pokemon? Like, really, is there a threat? Why are you so worried in pursuing this? I don't get it.
Yeah, the problem is Palworld came out of the gates running, right? Like, they were just absolutely phenomenal when they came out, and they kind of scared Nintendo because, nobody steps on Nintendo's toes.
I guess, but I mean, it's like, it came out of the gate running, but it came out of the gate running like any early access development game. Like, it's the new hotness, but I don't see it having staying power.
Oh, no, it has staying power, but it's going to level out. Like, people who love it are going to stay with it, and the people who are on the FOMO train are going to go to the next best thing, which is probably ZA.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's just this. To me, this is akin to Nintendo patenting jumping and platforming games. Like, you can't do that. It's a mechanic of a video game that is necessary to make video games. Otherwise, we would have Mario, and that's it.
Yeah, because it's like, where does the line get drawn? Because it's like, okay, if Nintendo's doing this, it's like you said, are they going to start going after all platformers? Are they going to go after all kart racers because Mario Kart?
Yeah. Yeah, Sonic Crossworld is kicking Mario Kart World's ass. I mean, maybe it's time they patent kart racing.
I know, like, that game's really... that game is kicking their teeth in more than this Palworld Pokemon thing.
Yeah,
Hands down.
It's something Nintendo should have done. Nintendo had the power to do this, make the Smash Brothers karting-esque type game where you had all the Nintendo IP, plus all the IP they got for Smash Brothers. and shoved them all into carts, and people have been like, holy fuck, I don't care if the gameplay is bland. This is essentially the next Smash Brothers game.
Yeah, exactly.
But Sonic's Crossworld did exactly what Nintendo didn't.
Yeah, for real. It's money on the floor. It makes no sense because yeah, you could make that game and it will print money hands down. But man.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We got Sony appears to be preparing a major cross-platform initiative. A new cross-buy icon has been data mined from the PS5 system. This has been additionally confirmed as recent official addition to the June 2025, and not just leftover code from previous consoles. The feature could enable share purchases between PS5 and PC games, echoing Microsoft's Play Anywhere model. Others speculate it might be or might tie into Sony's rumored handheld device, or simply mark the PS4, PS5 dual titles. If real, this could mark a pro-consumer shift, buy once, play anywhere, and this could also hint at a new Sony PC store or unified ecosystem. What does this cross-buy icon actually signal about Sony's future strategy, do you think? Are we beginning to witness the genuine PlayStation to PC ecosystem that people so desperately want? Or do you think it's something entirely different? And if you bought a PS5 title today and it later becomes eligible for cross-buy, should it be backdated?
I mean, I think this is just, if this is true, because, this is still pretty rumored, but I would say it's probably just PlayStation going to pretty much copy Xbox's Play Anywhere model, hands down. It's gonna be a PlayStation to PC ecosystem, I could see. I don't expect it to be just for, PlayStation back to PS4 cross-buy.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
When we wrote this story, these stories are give or take a month old because we pick out the stories throughout the month that we think are kind of interesting for the last 30 days. Mm-hmm. They hadn't announced the Gabe box yet, the Steam console.
Oh, yeah. I was going to toss that out at some point. I was like, it's not in our notes, but we need to talk about that a little bit.
So does this directly relate to the Steam console? Is Sony jumping on board, knowing full well that the Steam console, Steam, is going to crush its competition by doing absolutely nothing as Steam's marketing strategy? So this console could come out and everybody's all like, well, I could just buy a PC, but it's not tied into those people. Some people have big Steam libraries and they just don't want to sit at a computer to play it. So this little console would be perfect. And it'd be perfect for Sony to get into another market by putting their games. Yeah, I'm not going to buy the same game twice, but they're right. Mm-hmm. If you buy a game once and are able to play it on PC, like you can with Xbox games, I believe, or at least I know you can with Game Pass.
I think you're right.
It's I'm more likely to buy a game, especially if the cloud save crosses over. If I could buy Ghost of Yotai, play it on my PS5, and I go on a trip and I take my gaming laptop with me and I can continue the game while, in a hotel room or something.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. That would be one of the best things Sony could do, in my opinion.
I know. I didn't consider it tying in with the new Steam machine because, that would be crazy. But I feel like for that to work, though, you would have to allow access of some sort of PlayStation store, I think, on the Steam machine where your account's signed in and everything, so everything could tie in together, which I don't know if they'll do.
That's the thing. PlayStation games are on Steam, and if you have to play online, it was so controversial a year ago, is you still need a PS Plus account.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's there. They have the strategy. They're on PC already. It's just this idea of buying it once. I don't think it would cut into their sales because I imagine very few people buy it on both console and PC.
No, yeah, I doubt they do either. Yeah. Do you think
the rich kids maybe?
There's some asshole out there that's done it, hands down. Do you think there's any chance? Because have you heard rumors of this PS5 handheld, pretty much a better version of the Portal? Do you think it's anything tied to that?
It could be, but I think the Portal they're prototyping the Portal, in my opinion, for the next big thing, because the Portal is fantastic.
Yeah.
The fact that I can now play my PS5 games, stream them without turning on my PS5 is excellent. I had a buddy come over from the other side of the province, and he hooked up to his console back home and seamlessly played his games on his Portal from my house.
Dang, that's legit.
Yeah, and then you can get PS Plus Premium there, and you can play the PS Plus games, streaming them. It's getting better day to day. I always thought, like, the way you look at it,
Mm-hmm.
the charge port has this kind of inset to it, and I always thought there was going to be an add-on that would have a hard drive in it. You could like connect to it, and it would turn it into a full handheld console you
yeah.
could download your games on. But that hasn't come to fruition, and the streaming is getting so much better. I'm thinking they're working on making like a new handheld system, but they're not going to let this one die until they have everything perfect.
Yeah, it's literally using it as like the beta test for what they really want to strive for. Yeah, I agree with you.
And because Nintendo has one thing going for them is they are crushing it in the handheld / console.
Yeah, the hybrid
ecosystem right
ecosystem.
now.
Yeah, they're second to none in that.
Yeah, and what Nintendo has is a lot of first party IP that they can use to really push their stuff. So I don't know, we'll see. The future is coming up. But I'm going to take the next story because it kind of contradicts what I just said.
Yeah.
So, however, what we just said, Sony's PC strategy now with 80% fewer ports. So there are rumors swirling around that Sony may be quietly stepping back from its big push into PC releases, and the gaming world is starting to take notice. A report highlighted by GameRant points to insider Jez Corden, who claims PlayStation could be rethinking its strategy for bringing major single-player exclusives to PC. Instead of the steady flow of ports we've seen recently, future blockbusters may take much longer to arrive on Steam or might skip the PC ecosystem entirely. Adding fuel to the fire, Sony recently removed revenue beyond console from its key performance indicators, suggesting a renewed focus on keeping the PlayStation brand tied tightly to its own hardware. Other outlets such as Push Square and Tech for Gamers echo this sentiment, noting that insiders expect some first-party ports to be delayed by years. This is a surprising shift considering a former Sony exec once described the PS to PC ports as almost like printing money. And while Sony has backed off on unpopular decisions like requiring PSN count for PC players, the broader picture suggests a pullback. For fans enjoying PlayStation hits on their Steam Decks or dreaming of new Steam-branded console, this can mean fewer Sony blockbusters making the jump. Live service titles will likely continue to arrive on PC, but big cinematic single-player epics, those might be staying home on the PlayStation couch for a while. So given that Nintendo has always guarded its exclusives, at the same time, PlayStation only recently started bringing its big titles to PC, do you think Sony pulling back now signals a return of the old school exclusivity, or is it a misstep in a world where players expect more platform freedom?
I think it's a giant misstep because I feel like a lot of players these days have expected the platform freedom, especially with everything Microsoft has done. While it hasn't worked, I think people have gotten used to being able to play their games wherever the hell they want. And with what Sony has done, like moving their big title games like a year later over to PC, people have already used to this. It's been working. So I really don't get, unless it's just that hard to really transfer these ports to PC, like just how these games are developed specifically for the PlayStation. That's the only thing I could see that's like causing a stumbling block why they're backing off on this. Because if it's too much work and time is money, and they're not seeing like enough profit for the returns they're putting in, that's about the only reason I could see of like, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. But
I think this story, I believe, came out before the last story I read. So again, the Steam console hasn't been announced yet, and this story literally talked about people wishing for the new Steam branded console. Well, it's been announced. Mm-hmm. You're right. Sony is. Well, you said it the last story. Yeah. It's like printing money.
Yeah, and exactly.
It's like reinforced.
Well, even the executive in this story said it is like printing money. Like, yeah.
So I don't think they're going to walk away, but will they delay the titles? Time will tell. I think the reason they bring titles to PC like a year after, or they put them on PlayStation Plus a year and a half after, is because the peak the profit making off them has kind of died out, and now they're kind of bringing it to people. Or there's a sequel coming out, and they want to, get people's appetite wet. for the sequel, so they put out the original game, like say God of War.
Yeah, they did the same thing with the Spider-Man games too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's to get people pumped up for the next one. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, I think just returned to PlayStation Plus, and that's obviously to get people ready for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, easily.
So I don't think they're going away. I just think depending on like the strategy they're looking at, they probably might wait till the PlayStation market has like died down before they put it on PC to see if they can't squeeze a little more lemon out of that, or lemon juice out of that lemon.
Yeah,
that was a bad analogy.
I mean, I figured out the gist of it. You're good, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Also, like when I saw this story pop up, like okay, me and you all like we both pull stories together for this. Obviously, I picked out the previous story. You picked out this one. I'm reading this like, so did you just like pick this out to make me look like a fucking idiot? Like,
well, I always put the stories in, and then I always put them in like I separate them so that it goes like you, me, you, me.
Yeah.
I just got it backwards this time. I should have started. No, you should have started.
No, you should have started. I totally read your story first, and it threw me for a goddamn loop.
Okay, so whenever it's Pokemon, I assume it's not me because I just don't care.
You know, that's fair.
No, yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to the main show, the main topics. We talked about it a little bit. It is Black Friday as we record this. Christmas is coming up in a month, almost to the day.
Yeah.
Actually, minus 3 days. So it's the holidays, which means pretending to shop for other people while secretly filling your own cart. So between the Black Friday doorbusters and the Christmas sales that last 3 weeks, it's open season on our wallet. So let's talk about the fine art of game shopping in December. Because nothing says holiday spirit quite like buying 5 games you won't play till next summer. So what is your Black Friday Christmas wish for this year? What are you hinting that you need under the tree?
Pretty much. Well, I kind of caved and bought Crossworlds yesterday because that was kind of my goal. So now it's like, I don't know, because I'll probably be checking the retro shops for deals and just being like, you know, hey, honey, there's like 40% off at the retro store. Just saying. These are these games I've been looking at getting.
Yeah.
All these peripherals I've been wanting. But honestly, it's going to be more online game purchases because that's just where the best deals are these days anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, it's same with me. There's nothing I've like I said about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Christmas is the same way. We focus on my kid, give him the Christmas spirit, but we're adults.
Yeah, just buy what you need.
I'm gonna buy it when it comes out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So I bought Ghost of Yotai right when it came out because I knew I was going to play it. I've gotten out of the habit of buying games and then putting it on the shelf. I just don't look at my retro game collection because
same here.
You know that took over my new game collection. But yeah, there's nothing jumping out at me. Oh no, there is some jumping out at me that I've been holding off on. I might actually pull the pin on. Power Wash Simulator 2.
There's a second?
Yeah, it just came out and I didn't buy it because I got so addicted to the first one. I would actually spend 8 hours in front of my PC just power washing.
I did the same thing with the first one. I literally stopped blinking, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
I'd finish a level and I'm like, why do I have a headache? And then I'd close my eyes for a second and they'd get stuck shut.
That Tetris effect happens too, because then you're just like laying down and you're power washing in your brain and you're just going back and forth. My wife played. We got rid of Game Pass, which is why I haven't played it yet. But we might actually get PC Game Pass, which is half the price, but we can only play on PC because that's where I'm going to play Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have something I hook up to my TV anyway, so that I have a controller that I can use. So PC Pass is good enough for me. That might be my Christmas purchase this year, is a year of PC Pass.
Yeah, and with the rumored Steam Machine coming out and everything else, I mean, that may not be a bad purchase. I know. I feel like if I ask for games like for Christmas, I stick with like your Nintendo first party stuff where they can't mess up entirely. Where it's like, it's glaringly obvious this is the game, and it's, I don't know. I feel like I've asked for stuff like in the past when I was younger, and it was like, yeah, this isn't the right game, but I'm going to be grateful and not show it on my face. Yeah,
I still remember like when we did do Christmas gifts for everybody, my mom would send me like the question, like, what video game do you want?
Mhm.
And I'd send her a list of video games, and she would go to the like EB Games or GameStop, and she would just buy me a gift card because she was like, I don't want to have to deal with this shit. And I'm like, well, then let's just not worry about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, we just kind of grew out of the
I know.
giving
I was gonna
presents.
say, I'm like, yeah, this day and it, yeah, we're old, we're adults. We typically
So
just buy what we want.
Yeah. What me and my wife do now is we get to do one stupid purchase each.
Yeah.
For Christmas. That's how we got this Ninja oven / convection oven / air fryer / toaster / it's like a 7-in-1 oven that we use religiously now because we're a small family. We don't need to use the big oven. But that was her big purchase, and then of course my big purchase is a new TV for the wall. And
yes,
yeah,
practical.
That's it. It is because my old TV broke.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so it was a necessary purchase. I also bought like a treadmill for the room so I could actually get back in shape because,
Yeah,
I've really let myself go.
I get that too. I know. I'm debating on picking up like an exercise bike or something this year.
I know this is off topic, but what I've done is I put the treadmill in front of a TV and I watch, like, I'm going through Dexter again. And I just walk for an entire episode of Dexter, and I've been noticing that I'm now not tired at the end of it, so now I walk for an episode of Dexter and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Nice. I know. That's what I need to do. That's why I want to do the bike. I used to, back in my day when I was a ripe 20-year-old, I literally would...
So six weeks ago?
Yeah, okay. Calm down. I'm 32. It was a time. But I used to flip pizzas, and I would be on my feet for 8 hours. I'd get off of my shift and then go bike 20 miles. And then go home. I don't know how the hell I did that, but I did it, and I miss that now. So I really want to get back into it, but I just don't have the time either.
Yeah, when I was young, I lived in a little hamlet outside of the main city. It wasn't a big city. It was just like 15,000 people. But nevertheless, I had to walk in to get whatever I wanted, and I collected comic books. So every week I'd have to walk in to grab the comic books, and it was about 15 to 20 kilometers round trip there and back. And I did that without even breaking a sweat. And nowadays, I go up the stairs, and I'm like, I'm down for 3 days.
I know. I hate it, too. And I'm like, I need to really make a shift.
Okay, but yeah. It's not that bad. I'm actually... outside of the weight gain, I'm actually in better physical condition than I was, I'd say, a year ago.
Yeah, so. Me too. I'm not that bad. I'm not winded going up the steps. Shit, yeah, no.
All right, I think we've thoroughly destroyed that topic.
Yeah,
if you want more fitness tips, join the Discord and DM Joe directly.
Yeah, grow a beard. It hides your chins.
Yeah, fitting this whole pizza in my mouth.
Dude, okay, real quick, and then I know we need to move on. I'm sorry. American Thanksgiving was yesterday for me, and we're recording this the morning after. And hosting, I was just go, because when we host, I try and, like, make sure everyone's comfortable, but I'm, like, running around like a madman. So everyone leaves, because my day started at 10 a.m. People didn't leave my house until 8 p.m., so I'm done. I think I only had one meal. After everyone's gone, my wife's taking care of our kid upstairs. I come downstairs. There is a whole cheese ball. And if you don't know what cheese ball is, it's just cream cheese, all sorts of other cheese, nuts, amazing stuff. But I literally ate that entire thing, just shame ate it. And fell asleep on the couch. It was amazing, but I still don't think I've eaten anything today because I'm literally just full of cheese. Good times, though.
Bet.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's kick off what is going to potentially be an ongoing thing. We'll see. I had fun with this, but... We opened up the comments section in our Discord and threw you guys a challenge where you pick a game, any game, and we'll remake it in a completely different genre. But here's the catch. No easy swaps. You can't just turn an RPG into a strategy game or a fighter into a beat 'em up. No, you got to entirely flip the genre and just see what the results are, whether this will make sense or crash and burn spectacularly. So our first one comes from Blobby Rogers, and his game was Sim City. So
Which is a city builder.
Yeah, it's a city builder. Do you
want to take this one?
I can take it.
I got it. No,
you want it?
You know what? You just talked. I'll take the first one. So SimCity obviously is a city builder. You're going to sit there and construct a city that requires, like if you take the Super Nintendo version, you're going to build blocks. If you take SimCity 4, which is a superior version, you're going to build buildings, and then you got to manage police stations, fire stations, schools, all this kind of stuff to entertain people. It is a micromanagement game by nature, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into a top-down Grand Theft Auto style game, but instead of doing Grand Theft Auto, you're building the city using the Grand Theft Auto mechanics. Like you have to run to a bulldozer to bulldoze a building.
Ooh.
You have to run to a construction site to build a building. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then eventually they're going to make a 3D version of it, and then next thing you know, like 20-some-odd years later, people are going to kill each other for the 6.
See,
what do you got?
I did multiples for pretty much all of these, just in case, because GTA Clone was actually on my list. So, but my main one was I would turn SimCity into like a walking slim / like mystery game, like something like. Have you heard of the game series Myst? It's old.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody has.
Yeah, something like that where
you're not special.
I never said I was. Well, my first grade teacher did, but that's a different story. But I would want it to be like you're trapped in a virtual city, like it's the classic trope. You're trapped in a VR experience where you're supposed to go into a VR game. It's a city where you can pal around with your friends, have fun. You log in, the city is completely empty, and you're stuck in the game. It's void of all life. You must wander, find clues, find a way out, save your dog, and escape. And you just wander aimlessly looking
all while building the city that you have the mystery.
Oh, no. I threw out the city building thing entirely.
I mean, like, that's the main mechanic of SimCity. You're just building a new game.
Oh, well, did we have to keep the mechanic? Because otherwise,
you got to keep some of the mechanics in there. Like, if you're talking SimCity, the whole point of SimCity is to build a city. And if you just throw building a city, you might as well just call it something else.
Well, yeah, that was kind of where I went, but, okay, you know what? We're gonna be okay. The rest of these will work, I think.
All right, you go first on the next one, who comes from Sergeant Ombre, who says Super Metroid, which is an action platformer.
I went with turn it into a turn-based tactical game, where you are on planet Iran, and you have a limitless power supply called the Super Metroid, where you must protect it at all costs. You are being invaded by your typical Metroid enemies, space pirates and whatnot, led by Ridley, and all of your troops would pretty much be different versions of Samus in various suits, with power-ups, everything like that. So you'd be pretty much still, like, instead of escaping the planet, the only thing I turned on the head was you're essentially defending the planet, and you're starting out with no powers, bog standard troops essentially, and building up your army to go against Ridley or whoever the big bad is in Super Metroid. I actually have no idea on this one. But yeah, you can tell I did tons of research on the base games for this.
Of course, yeah. See, I would go with an open world third person adventure game. So you can't go first person because that's just Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
You can't go anything like the tactical game. Obviously, you've already stolen from me. So yeah, third person open world adventure. You get to run around this gigantic planet, and as opposed to just being shoehorned into these levels, you now have to do kind of a Horizon-esque type game where you're going through and attacking Metroids and looking for Mother Brain or Ridley. Ridley, your nightmare apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be mine.
Yeah, I think it's a good turn on it. I mean, why not? I don't know where I was going with that entirely. I'll be honest, I got distracted by something shiny on my desk and completely disappeared for 5 seconds there. I went to Jupiter. That's my bad. I'm just gonna read the next one and move on. That sound good to you?
I guess so.
Okay, great. So our next one is from Sharkstorm, who said Doom, a first-person shooter. Do you want to take the first crack at it?
Yeah, I'll take the first crack at it. So Doom, obviously the legendary first-person shooter game that was unrivaled at its time, I'd say. I'm going to turn it into an educational game. You're going to have to learn about everything you're going to blow up with the BFG. So you go through the thing, and the whole point is to grab all these little cassette recorders that are going to tell you about every enemy, every level, and everything. So as you go through, you're sitting there shooting enemies. You're in the library for some reason. You're just blowing the shit out of enemies, and you find the book of... I can't remember the name of the big bad guy. Let's call him Satan.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you find the book of Satan there, and it gives you the history of Satan. And then you move on, you have to find the book of the next bad guy, and yeah, it just ruins the game.
Is it?
What do you got?
Isn't the history of Satan just the Bible?
Shh. I wasn't thinking too hard. I have no notes prepared on this. I'm doing this off the cuff.
Damn. Okay, I'll give it to you. All right. I was pretty confident you wouldn't take mine, so I'm happy to go into this. So I would turn Doom into a rhythm/music game, essentially a Guitar Hero clone. So instead of a guitar, you're playing on a plastic chainsaw, and you're literally doing guitar riffs with a chainsaw as you would in Doom. And so pretty much every time you're going through a level, we'll say, you'll have your meter, you're hitting button inputs to the rhythm of the music, and in the background, Doom Guy's just running around Mars or Hell or whatever, just slaughtering demons with a chainsaw. The better you do, the more gore it produces. There's just blood everywhere, your typical Doom experience. But I also want my game to have DLC, and the DLC is just called Doot instead of Doom, and instead of a chainsaw, you get a trumpet. So you're just Doom Guy on a stage with a trumpet blasting sound waves at demons. And yes, you do have to buy...
Every DLC is a different instrument. Xylophone.
Yeah.
Zoot.
I feel like Zoot should be literally just like Doom Guy doing like scat. Yeah.
You know, there is a rhythm first-person shooter game called Metal Hellsinger.
Really?
Where you actually have to play the game in time to a beat.
That sounds fun. I'm going to have to look that up.
It wasn't.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I gave it a shot. No, my problem is I have no rhythm, so, you know, that's where the game loses it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next up, we have Brother Retro, who dickishly picks Final Fantasy VI, one of my favorite JRPGs, and I have to remake it into something else. So, Square it, listen up. Joe, go ahead.
All right, I struggled with this because, yeah, while Final Fantasy VI is your favorite, I know dick all about it. So, Final Fantasy... I struggled with this one, fuck. Final Fantasy VI is another entry in the long Final Fantasy fighting game series, where it's just your typical 2D fighter, where you go against each other, fight characters from Final Fantasy VI, because I couldn't be bothered to look up any, and just go toe-to-toe. So I'm saying Final Fantasy VI is a franchise in a 2D fighter.
That's good.
Is it? I mean, I also felt like it's been done with Dissidia.
Yeah, you kind of phoned it in on that one. You're just taking Dissidia and turning it into Street Fighter.
Well, here's the problem.
Final Fantasy VI Edition.
My list then was like, okay, fuck. All right, let's think of something else. Oh, let's turn it into an MMORPG. Oh, wait, that's been done with Final Fantasy. All right, fine. Fuck it. Let's do a kart racer. Oh, wait, there's a Chocobo kart racer game. Son of a bitch.
I would have accepted the kart racer because that would be far enough away from the JRPG, but
all right.
No.
Well, I should have done that. What do you got? This is the only one I really struggled with.
You shouldn't. You should love it. I would actually go a roguelike.
Now that's smart.
I would make this game. This would be like one of the worst roguelikes you could probably make because it's already a 24 to 32 hour adventure. Now, can you imagine, like, you get to a point there, you can't beat an enemy, then you come back and you have your items and your weapons, and you go back to that enemy, you finally beat him. You kind of have to seesaw your way through the game. And now this thing takes like 150 hours because you're like punching your way through every enemy at a time.
All right, so hold on. No, if it's a roguelike, like what type of roguelike? Is it like 3D adventure or
action?
Yeah, action.
It'd be more of like an action RPG roguelike.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're still following the same premises, the same story. The characters are still running around. You only get to control one of the 16 characters you get, and you can't use a character if you haven't found them in the story yet. So you're kind of stuck with Tara at the Locke at the beginning, and you work your way through, and you make it up obviously to a point. Then you die. Then all those characters you found on the way, they become unlocked, and then you can pick one of them. And each character has to go through, and it just turns into a game that takes 150 hours to beat with one, but you have 16 characters to go through to be a completionist, and there is 4,000 trophies.
Dear Lord. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. The Final Fantasy VI is the one with Kefka, right?
Yes.
And the story is notably one of the better ones?
Yes.
Okay, on a pivot, let's turn this into a narrative story game and essentially be like Heavy Rain, where it's pretty much just a walking sim story-based narrative, so you can actually sit down and enjoy the story of Final Fantasy VI. So think Heavy Rain combined with Final Fantasy VI, where you just run around yelling Jason.
Well, that ruins it.
Hey, anytime. That's why I'm here. I'm here to ruin everything.
All right, what do we got next?
We got from Hooli, Leisure Suit Larry Magnum Cum Laude, which is a text adventure game.
Well, graphical text adventure. I kind of wrote that fast. It's
fair enough.
I don't know how to describe it.
I didn't either, so I just went with it.
Let's see. You start because I'm going to look this up.
I just decided to flip it instead of a text adventure to just turn it into a platformer. It would work. You just run around going through areas. I don't know. I've never played this game. You guys did. Pretty much go around.
We played a different one.
Did you? Oh, wait. I think you guys just talked about this a lot on that episode or something. Either way.
I'll get into it in a second.
Okay, good. Sounds great. But yeah, you just go around level by level, just turn into a classic 2D platformer filled with smut, essentially. Where, I don't know, you go on adventures, pick up condoms, and
so you're telling me that flying through a fallopian tube as a sperm is not a 2D adventure?
I didn't know that happened.
That does happen.
Oh, okay then. It's either that or
you not knowing anything about this makes it even better.
Oh yeah. The only other thing I had was turn it into a college basketball sports game where you play as Larry, aspiring college basketball player wanting to go pro, and a good amount of the gameplay is just off the court getting into hijinks.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm drawing the blank. What's the name of that app that people date on, but they don't actually date? It's
Tinder?
just for hooking up. Tinder, there it is. That's what I would turn this into. I would turn this into a Tinder-based dating game. The people would come on here and they would play through the game and they would hook up with other people in the real world and they would play the game together, eventually forming a connection, and then they would bang.
I like it.
They could do it. Yeah, they could do it either in the game or in real life, depending on how freaky and close they are. Then you can get the optional attachment there that is like the internet-enabled sex toys.
Oh, Lord.
So you can put it on your bits and pieces, and then you can stimulate each other from anywhere in the world. You want to talk about Leisure Suit Larry, you're getting the full friggin' meal deal, Hooli.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. This would be the first porn-based game out there. Well, not the first porn-based game. I mean, yeah, there's a game called House Party that lets you do a lot more than this.
You're just going to keep going down this road, aren't you? All right.
Well, what else am I going to do? Oh, no, this is going to be a Bible game.
Oh, okay, Bible Adventures too?
Yeah, this is going to be how the Bible sees sex should happen, so the game ends under, 5 seconds, like most Christians. Boom.
Jesus.
That's going to get me some.
Yep. All right, you want to take the next one?
All right. Finally, we have the big deal who says the Simpsons arcade game, which is a beat-em-up. This one was interesting, and this is where I'm going to go hot, but I'll let you go first.
Well, Because I was trying to find the challenge of, like, okay, it's an arcade game, so do I try and keep it in an arcade at least to keep with the spirit of it? So I think the best idea I had was just turn it into your classic, like, light gun game where you're just Bart running around shooting stuff, but it's like one of those giant overhead visor ones where you're literally just like that goober standing there pivoting around like a madman just trying to get through the game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, like
Yeah.
the tank one.
Yeah,
there.
it's your tanker, you're in a jet fighter, and you just look like a complete goof. But
isn't that the way you're supposed to play? Like, what's Dance Dance Revolution if not some fat white guy like dancing like an idiot, and then some Japanese kid shows up and he just freaking crushes it?
I mean, I feel like that's most interactive arcade games is just pretty much make people feel like utter crap about themselves and be like, wow, I'm in far worse shape than I ever imagined.
Last arcade I went to, all the good arcades were just things for teenagers to lean on.
Really? That's depressing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course, I'm an old man, so I was all like, I'm not going near them because teenagers scare me now.
Oh, they're terrifying.
Oh, yeah. See, for this game,
yeah.
JRPG, turn-based RPG with the Simpsons characters going through all the adventures from season 1 through 15.
All right.
All built together in this open, giant Final Fantasy VI-esque map where, you have to have an airship. Well, Homer gets the blimp. Bart's weapon is a slingshot. Marge, she just... that's her entire thing. She can't attack. Lisa's too brainy. She comes up with strategies. And Maggie, she's the deadly one. She has a gun.
That tracks.
You know.
Yeah. And I barely know because I know dick all about the Simpsons.
Yeah, and Grandpa is a summon. Grandpa Abe Simpson, he just gets summoned there and he just talks the enemy to death.
I was going to say, what the hell does he do? Just makes everyone gather under the lemon tree and that's the end of it?
Yeah, pretty much. He's just there, back in my day, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then we put a lemon on our belts, and that was the style of the time. It was an onion, but I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that is my game. So, Simpsons, the RPG, and I'm pretty sure it would sell gangbusters. It would just be like off the shelves before it could even be put on.
We're due for another Simpsons games, honestly.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised with the recent revival of like Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and the Power Rangers game. I'm surprised they haven't brought a Simpsons game back in that style.
Yeah, it's surprising because it's an IP that just has so much fan base and power behind it that if you give us anything, people will buy it at this point.
Yeah, all right, so that was all the games. Thanks for writing in. We're going to discuss how that worked out for us. A little harder than I thought it was going to be, but you know what? I didn't prepare any notes. I wanted to go into this and raw dog it. But moving on, we have video games and real life balance. So, let's be honest, we're adults. Well, like I'm an adult and you're getting there, Joe. So it doesn't exactly come with a lot of free time. So between juggling family work and pretending we get enough sleep, it's our hobbies that usually are the first thing we set aside. So how do you strike the magical balance between being like the responsible grown-up you want to be and still finding time to do what you love, which is like video games? Let's just talk about the eternal struggle that is the game life balance.
I mean, I'm luckily in a stage right now with like how young my kid is that my wife's the one that puts her to bed, feeds her at the end. Like I help get her ready for bed, and then it's like, okay,
sure you do.
Yeah, I might be bad at a lot of things, but I'm gonna say it here. I am an excellent dad. God damn it. But yeah, but while she's doing that, it usually takes like a good hour and a half, and that's usually where I'll get my prime time in, where it's just like I just have that evening time to pretty much catch up on gaming or whatever I'm doing, and then the two of us we just hang out in the basement. I'll be playing something, she'll be watching whatever reality TV show garbage, and we'll just talk, enjoy each other's company while doing our own thing. But like, what about you? And like, because you've been through the stage I'm in already. Your kid's older now. Like, how did you find the time? Like, when you were in my stage, I should say.
It's not just that, it's also the time in my life I was in. I was in a bad place when my son was born. I was dealing with some anger issues. I had like extremely high blood pressure and doctors who didn't give a shit about helping me out. So
Ugh, Jesus.
I was not really in a good place, but I tried my best. I failed in a lot of parts of it because, this is kind of what happens. But my wife stuck with me, and
it's a learning
I've made
experience.
well, it's not just that. I made some life improvements or life changes. I got a doctor who helped me out with the blood pressure, and hence why I'm like working out now and all that stuff. So I got my blood pressure under control. It's been a few years. My wife said there's a noticeable change in my my attitude. Like, I don't get angry. Like, I don't snap to anger anymore. But like before, I was just literally, I was a powder keg and the fuse was already lit, and all it took was one thing, and I'd be off on like some sort of tangent, and I'd be flipping out over stuff. But
yeah,
I've grown out of that. Also, during the time he was born, I was working at the recruit school in Saint Jean, which was like a 12-hour-a-day job. So
ugh.
I didn't really have a ton of time for gaming, but I still did make time at the end of the day and on weekends. The only problem is I was drinking a lot at the time too, which is, kind of it was compounding. Everything was going wrong.
Yeah, that does sound great.
We left that posting. We went to Winnipeg, and we ended up downsizing our house, not by choice, but simply because we couldn't find something we could afford in Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up having like one TV in the living room, which we had to share. So the gaming became kind of a compounding with spending time watching TV with the wife. And nowadays, I have my own office with my own TV, my own gaming room. My wife has an area she can game in. She has her own office for her PC, and because she works from home 3 or 4 days a week. So now it's a lot easier, and my son's a lot older. The only problem is I just find myself uninterested. Like, unless a video game hooks me, I'm just playing one for the
show.
Yeah. And some of the games I play for the show, I can't get into. Like one that's coming up, I'm not going to mention what it is because I don't want to ruin anything, but I've been struggling to really get into the game, and I'm really pushing myself through it, which kind of sullies my enjoyment of video games. And then I have to find something else I want to enjoy. But then when I get hooked into a game like GOTY, all of a sudden I'm playing like 6 hours a night because I really want to get into that story.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just
for my
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say right now, because also I'm going to school, my game life balance is I have a lot of time because I can finish my school stuff during the days I don't have to go into class, leaving my nights completely free. So yeah, it's kind of if I get a job again that's full time, I think my video game life will take a big hit.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm working my 9 to 5 and then get home, dad mode, take care of stuff I have to take care of around here, whatever's breaking on the house next, because god damn it, for example, my toilet broke on Thanksgiving Day, which is not the day you want a broken fucking toilet.
That's why we have 3.
I actually have multiple too. It was fine, but it was the closest one to everyone, so it's just like, oh great, now we have to go upstairs to go take a dump. Great. But anyways,
all those stairs, and I'm fucking turtling. Oh my god!
I'm just stopping in the middle of the steps. Deal with it. I'm already in squatting
you have
position.
a perfectly good lawn. Send the family out there.
I should have done that. You're right. Dang. Yeah, I honestly I have my gaming time in the evenings and like occasionally on like the weekends, like in between naps, but I honestly find myself struggling more with the real life side of the balance, where I struggle to find time to do, the proper adulting stuff I should be doing. Because it's like, all right, I can chill and play games for an hour or be like productive and do stuff that should be done. But I'll choose the video games more times than I should just for my own sanity and having that time to unwind. And
yeah, you know what? There's no problem with taking a little time for yourself. And
yeah, it's just I need to find a better balance is my problem right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people I've met can be like, yeah, I play an hour of video games a night. And it's just like, I can't do that. Like the 30 minutes to an hour before I go to sleep, I need to be disconnected from anything that makes me think. Because otherwise it stimulates my brain. And then I'm tossing and turning for 4 hours while that motherfucker won't shut up.
Yeah.
So I usually cut it off around 9:30 because I'll go to bed around 10:30, and uh, it's just yeah.
Oh,
When
I'm
I'm
good.
done my work, yeah. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
kind of like circling in my own brain here, but
Yeah.
you're talking about the adulting side of life. I have no problem with that because I just find video games, and I think this is something about how I was raised. Is my dad would take away our consoles in the summer and kick us
Yeah.
out of the house, and we'd have to go play until dark, and it got dark late. So just that kind of mentality happens again, especially in the summer. I have a hard time playing video games still, but in the meantime, if something has to be done that's over video games, I have no problem stopping it. And now that video games have the suspend mode, it becomes
Yeah.
even easier. Like if I get called downstairs to do something, well, I can just suspend the game.
Yeah.
One of the
That's a
things I'm
godsend as a
finding-
parent right now.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
One of the things I'm finding that is really affecting my life is when I'm in those types of mood where nothing is entertaining me and I sit on a computer and I'll just like thumb through Reddit there for
Yeah.
a while, or go on the YouTube there and look through YouTube shorts, and it'll sit there and it'll be like an hour and I won't even notice time go by
Oh my
because it's
gosh.
just brain numbing
Yeah,
stimulation.
YouTube
and
Shorts have ruined me. Because, yeah, I find myself doing the same thing now sometimes where I'm like, oh, God, what happened to time? And I've just been scrolling through watching people get hit in the nuts on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm a very routine centric person. In the morning, I'll make a cup of coffee and I'll come up to my computer and I'll sit there and I'll go on Reddit and I'll look through all the stories of the day on my feed. And as soon as my coffee's over, it's go time though.
Yeah.
That's when my brain switches over to let's get this shit done mode. And that's when I hit the treadmill. That's when I start doing my homework. That's when I start practicing all the stuff I want to learn for, getting a good job based on what I'm learning.
Yeah,
So it's,
I know. I've been kind of shifting into that mode a little bit myself. Like, yeah, just getting more routine based, and it's been helping a lot.
Well, I'm pretty sure I just Pavloved myself into this kind of lifestyle because just if I'm in the morning, I wake up, I go downstairs, I wake up, brush my teeth, go downstairs, make my coffee. While the coffee's being made, I play a game on my phone that's just like a word creation game
Yeah.
called Not Words, not spelled Knot.
Well,
Really fun, really
clever.
short because it's just a short puzzle. I've been doing it for I think like over 1,200 days now
holy
in a row.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, so it just become part of my routine. Then the coffee's done. I put the cream and sweetener and all that crap in the coffee. I come up to my computer. If anything that happens there goes out of order, I feel discombobulated. I feel like things. I have to reset myself back on track. Otherwise, I feel like I'm a little bit unorganized. And if I let that pile on, because I think, it's like it stacks.
Yeah.
When you get yourself out of sorts, it stacks. And if you don't get yourself back into sorts, you could have a bad day. That's why flipping out at somebody in the car, yeah, I'll bark like a dog behind the wheel, but I try not to let it sit with me.
Yeah, just get it out and, yeah, move on with your day sometimes. Yeah.
I don't know. All that to say nothing really, but that's pretty much the game life balance I have.
Yeah, it's complicated, and it's just, yeah, it's finding time for the things you need to do and things you want to do. And like you were saying earlier, it's healthy to have that time to step away and get that mental, physical break that sometimes you need.
Yeah. All right. I think that's enough into my psyche there. Let's move forward, Joe.
Yeah, this got way more therapeutic than I was expecting. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So for our next topic, what gaming franchises should just stop? These days, some game franchises just don't know when to quit. For example, like Halo, Mario, Final Fantasy, all sorts. They just squeeze every drop out of an IP until it's barely recognizable, like watching your favorite series slowly turn into its own parody. So, which franchises have officially overstayed their welcome? Maybe it's time for some studios to let go and start fresh. So, what are some of these IPs that you've just seen raked over the coals too many times? And just need a refresh?
When we came up with this one,
Yeah.
and I wrote those examples, were just examples of franchises. Wasn't meant to actually be read out, but
Yeah,
that's my bad.
Anytime, buddy.
Yeah.
Anytime.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Halo.
Halo's up there.
Halo Infinite is just they gotta fucking let it die because it didn't do well, and they gotta go back to what made Halo great. And I'm not a Halo fan, I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
They gotta go back to what made Final Fantasy great. Final Fantasy 16 was fantastic, but it didn't feel like a Final Fantasy game outside of the words, like, oh, crystals, Sid, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we ride chocobos. That's why it was a Final Fantasy game. Mario I can't speak to because Odyssey was outstanding, and apparently people love Wonder. I think they just threw that in because it was a franchise, so take that one for a grain of salt. Outside of that, Assassin's Creed is stepping on its own
That was a
toes
big
lately.
one on my list, yes.
Yeah, what do you got on your list?
Well, I mean, at the top, but I just really don't know what you do, is the obvious. Madden, NHL, all of these that are just your
Annualized sports games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do to fix it, but it needs to stop. You're producing the same game.
I could tell you.
Go for it, because I never got into it.
You know what? You said it right there. They're producing the same game. So instead of giving you a full game every year, literally just give you an update for 2 or 3 years for like $20. Updates the roster.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Maybe. Yeah, it doesn't really add new features. Maybe it adds a new mode or something like that to, sweeten the deal. And then every like 3-4 years, come out with a completely new version of it. And people I bet you'd make more money because I don't buy the annualized NHL series. But if I bought like NHL 2020 and it was supported through 2024, then I had to buy a new one this year, I'd feel like I got some value for all that money I spent.
I know.
Look at the Sims. Sims 4 isn't coming out.
God.
We're not coming out with Sims 5 because of the amount of DLC for that game and the support it's been given, and people are still paying for it. Like, why? EA, we're talking about 2 EA franchises with wildly different strategies, and it's just like, why can't you look at the other franchises and say, hey, this is really working, let's do it for this? But then again, Madden will always be like a top seller for some stupid reason because some people only play annualized sports franchises because they want a new roster, not because they get a new game.
I know one person that literally buys the annualized sports games, and it's all he plays. And I'm like,
I know people that are like, I love video games, man. I have Madden, I have
Call of
Duty, football.
I
got the NBA game, Call of Duty. Yeah, it's like, dude, you're playing the beginner's guide to video games.
Exactly. I know. And I agree with you.
Let me just qualify that with, if that's what you enjoy, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't brag about it.
Yeah, you're not a gamer. It's like you are a specific outcrop. Like, yeah, you're a person that enjoys annualized sports games. That's fine. Just stay in your lane. That's what you are, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I entirely agree with you. Yeah, just update the roster. I wouldn't even add the modes because I feel like with them doing these yearly releases, they can't be trusted with like, oh, we're going to add a mode this time. And then they're just adding modes every year. And then it's like, okay, you're still just releasing a game every year, essentially. But yeah, I think that's the biggest. And then, yeah, we touched on it, but Assassin's Creed's lost its way, I feel like.
You know what? I really liked Origins, and Odyssey was just outstanding. And then after that, Valhalla, I only played through and through because I was stuck in a hotel during COVID for 14 days. And then Shadows, I just can't hook me because they took away what really made the game great, which was the assassination aspect, where you could go up to the guy, like your target, the boss, so to speak, and you can assassinate them. I was playing Shadows, and you get to the person, I can't remember the name of the character.
Couldn't tell you, didn't touch it.
Yeah, she gets up to this spot, and like you sneak into his fortress or whatever, and you get up to him, and she opens the door, and you have a hand-to-hand combat. She's a ninja.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
And she's doing hand-to-hand combat, and the guy just kept crushing me, and I'm just like, this is stupid. Like, through this entire game, I set myself up for stealth, and now you want me to do a hand-to-hand combat thing. And it's just like, why? Especially considering you have the samurai for the hand-to-hand combat aspect. I don't need that with the ninja.
Yeah, like I forgave it because I played a good amount of Valhalla, and yeah, you're a Viking. I don't expect this character to be stealth. I played him like a freaking Sherman tank. But I also played that game, unlocked everything in the map, didn't touch the story, got my armor, weapons maxed out. and then tried to go to the story, and I got bored. Not because I was overpowered, like the plot lost me, and I never finished it. Because I was just like,
Yeah,
it was so surface, and I was like, okay.
Assassin's Creed lost its way when they killed Desmond.
Yep.
In Assassin's Creed 3. Yeah, that's a huge spoiler, but we're on Assassin's Creed 15
exactly.
now.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
This great thing going
that
would have made this game legendary, like probably on the level of Mass Effect, like up there, not on that same level.
But yeah, close. But I agree.
I always thought you were building up to a game that would take place in the present day.
Exactly, modern day Assassins. Exactly.
Yeah, but now they're like they're trying to shoehorn it in. So you finish like Valhalla, and they'll have a scene and. Where it used to be kind of grounded in reality in the sense that they're, only looking into the past to find something in the present. Now it's like you got a guy from the Valhalla story who's in the present, and it's just like, how did you make it here? How are you fucking immortal for 500 years? Like, stop.
Dear Lord.
You've absolutely ruined your own franchise because you can't be smart enough not to look at the dollar signs. Like, they could have finished off the Desmond story and still made games after this.
Yeah, literally just start a new protagonist, restart the series, which it sounds like they're doing with Mirage. Is that what that new one coming out is?
Oh, I haven't played Mirage. I want to play Mirage.
Oh wait, is it out?
I
didn't even realize.
Yeah, Mirage came out before Shadows.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. This shows how much I'm following Assassin's Creed anymore.
Assassin's Creed 4 is being remade. Rumored anyways.
Ooh. That'd be nice.
But that was all about the sailing. And with Skull and Bones, I have a feeling they're just going to take the Skull and Bones aspect from Skull and Bones and then shove it into the Assassin's Creed Odyssey version of Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah, the open world of where Assassin's Creed has gone to, I didn't like. I liked being able to go, like, okay, I'll fast travel to a city, and I'm locked in that city for a while, and...
Yeah, you're also climbing stuff. Like, people hated Unity because of the glitches, but it's still one of the better Assassin's Creed because it's very claustrophobic. You have to climb to get to places.
Yeah, everything's tight quarters, everything. You run through houses in that one. Still one I didn't finish, but still, yeah, I liked what I was playing.
Yeah, let's get off Assassin's Creed for a while. I feel I'm pretty sure we just kicked it while it was down.
Yeah, I think me and you could go for days on that. Yeah, what else you got on your list?
Anything Nintendo shoves a franchise into. Yeah, you've heard Nintendo's strategy where they build the mechanics and then take one of their IPs and shove it into it.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, they got to stop that shit. Like, I get it. Like, you just build a game and then you paint it like a whore. And next thing you know, you have the next bestseller because you're Nintendo. But I honestly think they really need to come up with something more creative. Like, it's just becoming a recycled version of the last game. Like,
yeah,
I've only played Donkey Kong Bonanza on a demo setup, and I really felt there was nothing special about it. Not for the hype it's getting, in my personal opinion, of course.
Yeah, I still want to mess with it, but yeah, I haven't touched it yet myself. That's actually one on the Christmas list. Going back to that too, because it's like I don't want to spend the money on it, but I definitely want to try it and give it an attempt. But yeah, it's like they almost need to build around their IP, like build mechanics that suit your IPs instead of the opposite. I agree, because it's like you can.
Well, it's not only that. Come up with something new. Like,
yeah,
everybody shits on PlayStation for having the same type of game, but at least they come up with new IPs, and the games are only the same in the sense that it's an open world third person adventure. Like, the mechanics are all different. Then you get interesting characters like Aloy from Horizon, or Atsu from Ghost of Yotai, or Jin Sakai from Tsushima, and you get Kratos from God of War. Like, they have all these mountain characters, and all of them have 2, maybe 3 games.
Yeah, and that's fine. Because they're quality, and you get what you want out of it, and it gets you more excited for when these games come out. Like, there was a lot of hype around Ragnarok, Yotai, because it was like, yeah, God of War came out in 2018, and was Ragnarok last year or 2 years ago now? But either way, there's been a sizable gap. People are ready for it. And
not only that, they're not overburdened with, another game that's just, a third-person... adventure game where you're taking on gods. And they just like, well, obviously let's make Kratos that because that's that. And then you do a third-person open world game, and they're like, well, maybe we can put this on that. Now that's what Nintendo does, and I'm pretty sure I'm just shooting myself in the foot with my own point as I kind of think about it as I talk. But no, it's just Nintendo hasn't updated their franchises since the NES days.
Yeah, and it's what I want to see is like a lot of these games like entirely drop the IP sometimes. Like, all right, you can't drop Mario. That's
That's your flagship.
Yeah,
character.
that's your flagship. But who's somebody that could drop?
What's a new Kirby coming out? The Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah.
That's a remake, and seems to be what the big thing is right now.
Yeah.
Is releasing updated versions of old games on the systems that didn't do so well.
Yeah, because also I played the demo of that, and dear lord, it's rough. I was excited, but it's just fast-paced chaos. It's bad. I can't do it anymore. But yeah, it's just like start fresh. Like, okay, you have all these trophy IPs, and yeah, Nintendo and PlayStation, you have some strong IPs, but take a creative leap. Go for a new character. Do something entirely different. We're ready for new.
But PlayStation does that, right?
They do, but I don't know. I'm looking for another new IP soon from them at this point, personally.
Yeah, like they're in their cycle of newer IPs where, you have The Last of Us, you have the revamp of Kratos. He's not really new IPs, but you have the Ghost of Yota, the Horizons and stuff like that. So
yeah, you know what?
It's only since the PS4.
Yeah, God of War is actually probably a perfect example of what you need to do. It was, what would you call it? Like a fast-paced beat-em-up was the original God of War.
Yeah, they remade it into a gigantic third-person over-the-shoulder story.
And gave your main protagonist a ton of different character development growth. Kratos is a different character entirely going into 2018. And it's like, wow, you turned this series on its head, and it's arguably one of the best PlayStation IPs out there right now.
Yeah, and look at other things like the series that came in and haven't overstayed their welcome, like Infamous.
Yeah.
People want another game now. They can make another Infamous because it's been long enough. But if you look at it, there's like 4 or 5 games out there on that IP alone.
Mm-hmm.
Other things, Siphon Filter was really well received. Astrobot is coming into its own.
Yeah, it is.
What else? Yeah, and a bunch of small stuff like trying to think here. Horizon is ready for another one. People are screaming for Returnal because Housemarque, they were bought during the making of Returnal, I believe, and they crushed it, and now people want another one. Twisted Metal, people have been clamoring for. They just released another Hot Shots Golf, and it's not an annualized franchise, but it's called Everybody's Golf now.
Yeah, and
it's
the more we're talking about this, the more I'm realizing why PlayStation's still on top, because they are doing this. The more I'm thinking about it,
well,
and it's working.
This is what I've always said about PlayStation versus Xbox. Xbox buys big studios and guts them, where PlayStation buys little studios and invests in them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they really build up these giants. Like I talked about it before on here. Hi-Fi Rush is one of my more favorite indie developed games, and yeah, Xbox. Bethesda.
They shit the bed.
Yeah, they fucked that up. Is the point? I don't remember the specifics anymore. But just the fact that it got bought back up and it will still return with more stuff is amazing.
I think the company that bought them up is the same company that's screwing up. Is that a game where you're a diver?
Dave the Diver? No.
No.
Subnautica?
It's a bigger IP. Subnautica, yeah. Subnautica 2.
Yeah.
So the company that bought, or like is not releasing Subnautica 2 is the same company that bought up Tango Studios.
Oh.
Yeah. So it might not be as good as you think it's going to be.
Fuck.
I'm going to go one last one before we move on.
Yeah.
Mega Man.
Ooh.
Now, Mega Man does come out occasionally with the...
Yeah, when's the last Mega Man game? Wait a minute.
Yeah, they do come out with the like Mega Man 12, I think it's the last one, and it does it in that 2D style that we all love, but you got other parts of this franchise, like you have the Battle Network games, you have the Legends games, all this kind of stuff that they've kind of sat on, and they've let Mega Man turn into just this 2D side-scrolling platformer / Sonic Crossroads kart racer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go.
With everybody talking about that new game, they're like, is this a Mega Man origin story? Can you imagine making a Mega Man origin story in a full Capcom-based adventure game,
That'd be
it would blow
sweet.
people's minds.
Yeah, it would be such a off-script change. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I want that. And I'm not even the biggest Mega Man junkie.
Well, there's a Pac-Man game coming out.
I want to try that. I think it's out. The Shadow Labyrinth.
Is it out already?
I thought so.
Well, I know
could be wrong.
That Prime series, they had an episode on the Pac-Man thing. It was really well done, and it got me interested in the game more.
Yeah,
so, I'm
looking up.
I'm looking forward to that one. If it's out, if it's not out, then I'm going to still be looking forward to it. But Mega Man would be my last franchise. I think they really need to spend some time on.
All right, no, it's not out yet. How is it not out? Oh wait, no, it is.
Because
no, it is.
Is it? Oh man, it came out with a whisper.
Yeah, and it's also dirt cheap right now if you really want it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on sale. Yeah, 34% off. Shadow Labyrinth.
What's the actual?
Go for it. Yeah, let's look up sales or Black Friday deals mid-episode.
Oh, maybe that's why, because it doesn't have like any Pac-Man moniker to it.
No, not really.
Shadow Labyrinth.
Yeah, and the fact that it's done by Bandai.
Yeah, it's the other one.
Well, damn it.
Oh, well.
I just bought
Anyways,
Crossroads. I can't do that right now. Damn. All right.
So you know what we like to do on this show, Joe?
What do we like to do?
We like to spin that wheel. You ready to spin the wheel?
I'm ready as soon as you share a screen.
I'm not going to. I'll just tell you what it is because I forgot to set it up.
Okay.
So I'm spinning. I'm spinning the wheel here, and like I said, someday we want to do this video style so everybody will get to see it. But this month's category is, I'm not going to like this one, favorite multiplayer games.
Oh. Oh, man,
Mario Kart 8?
Yeah, I think I just bought my new multiplayer game of Crossworlds, because, that's where I'm going to sink my time in, because, I'm doing ranked
Get yourself
battles.
A little community going up?
I do not have that in me. That took years off my life. I cannot do that again. No, I'm nipping that in the butt now before it even gets brought up. No. No. But
join the Discord where Joe's going to set up a Crossworlds team.
Yep, and make Brian run it. Honestly, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, I just played a good amount of Monster Hunter with somebody in our community, Hooli. And it's just charming, fun. For a game where you're running around just killing giant monsters, there's something chill about the experience because there's a good amount of running around in between that. You're just talking, shooting the shit, chilling, and you're both working towards completing a very obvious task, and it's a good time. I'd say, that's one of my favorites. Favorite multiplayer experiences, was it?
That's your current one, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this can be any multiplayer experience. For me, it was like the Vegas, Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. I became so addicted to that online. I became to the point where I knew the map so inside and out. I could circle the map and I'd know where people would hide, and it'd almost be like automatic mode just to shoot them. I became one of those guys. And I just had so much fun with it, and then it just kind of petered out. But I'd come home from work and I'd spend 8 hours on it. And that was like another part of that game life balance that was a problem.
Yeah.
And this is before all the, shit went downhill for me. So it's actually only like a short period of time where that shit went downhill. But this game was just so good. I actually have both of them, and I want to play through the story again. Because I found the Rainbow Six Vegas games to be better than any Rainbow Six I had played before and after. I want to do it again. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was probably one of my favorite games of all time, and then Counter-Strike ruined online games for me. Modern games, I like to play games with friends. So if I'm playing online, it's going to be with a group of people I know and trust. So we used to have Among Us nights. A bunch of us, we play Among Us, and those were great times. Nowadays, I can't even stay up late enough to play it.
No, not at all. I know. The Mario Kart nights back in the day, too, they started at 10 p.m., and I'm like, I can't do that anymore.
All to appease the people on the west side who couldn't, boot up their systems a little bit earlier.
I caved and did that. I shouldn't have done that. Ugh. But, yeah, I mean, I've had other, I've had a really good time in Sea of Thieves for a while there, back when I was like playing on PC, where it was just wander around and just screw with people as a pirate. That was always fun. Or get together with friends and be like, okay, let's go, yeah, collect treasure, do whatever. And it's just a lot of, I always thought it was like thinking on your feet in that game too, where it was just, yeah, spur of the moment. We're doing this now. Okay, now let's do this. Oh, hey, I found this over there. And you just, and before you know it, you spent like 3 hours with friends just laughing your asses off, coming up with sea shanties on the fly. And
yeah, it's always fun when it's more co-op based, or you know, it's not designed like, I can't play Battlefield 6. I used to play Battlefield 2 like back on the PC so often, and I can't excuse me, I can't play Battlefield anymore because I can't invest the time to be as good as the people who are instantly great at that game. I have no idea why I jump into, like, I think it was Modern Warfare 3 was the last one, not the remake, the original.
Okay, yeah.
And I jumped into the multiplayer, and people, like, it was day one, and people were already the top rank. And I was just like, how the fuck do you have the time to do this?
It's the people that are in high school.
Yeah, and they would just, like, clean house, and then they would call you noobs and stupid names, which never really bothered me because I just don't care. But it was just like, it ruins the fun when you're an adult and you have to do adult stuff, and you can't sit there and just grind for 20, 30 hours to get to the top level. And then what? You've maxed out.
Yeah,
what's the point after that?
Yeah, you're looking for a time to unwind. It's like, oh, I'm going to try this new first-person shooter and have a good time, but the skill ceiling is already so high while you've been at work for a few hours, and it's like, all right, I can't enjoy this because I go into a lobby and I'm just dying over and over without getting a chance to experience the game.
Yeah, especially before, like, the game balancing thing came out there, where, you know, you'd be level 5 in a lobby of level 30s.
Oh my god, yeah,
like,
it'd be bad.
I know I'm about to have a bad time. Or worse, the people who friggin' reset their account.
Yes, Smurf accounts.
Max it out. And they would come in and they would just clean house with a level 1 account. It's like, yeah, we know what's going on here.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Like, I've always in those games too, though. Like, I had a buddy that, he played your typical first-person shooter, Call of Duty's, Battlefields. I would just play them wrong so I would have fun. So, like, Rainbow Six Siege. I played a good amount as that, but I only played this character called Twitch, which just gets a bot that you can do chip damage of, like, you knock 10 HP off a person by tasing them. I would literally sit at the spawn point and just run around with a little RC car and literally do nothing and just cause chaos, set off traps, kill hostages.
That's good times.
Yeah, and just piss off my friends. And it's like, well, whatever. I don't have the skill to go in here and, like, capture this point. I'm going to have fun if you're going to make me play this.
So, back in the Battlefield 2 days, I got really good at flying the helicopter. Like, I had the flight stick and everything, the one with the joystick on one side and the throttle on the other.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And that's what I did most of my time, is I would just run into lobbies, I'd grab the helicopter, I'd fly around, and I would just get really good at it. Mm-hmm. And I usually played with a friend and we'd grab the Cobra, but in this one instance I was playing by myself and we grabbed the Blackhawk. And this was before they updated the game, so the strategy was you take the Blackhawk, you fill it up with people, they throw grenades out, and one guy's like a resupplier. So you just have like this infinite grenade helicopter, and you go from point to point to point. Yeah, it pretty much what it was. So you just go from point to point to point, and because you had a helicopter of like 6 people, the flag would be taken over like almost instantly. And that was the thing. And I ended up with this clan, and they had this guy who like, I'm the pilot, and it's like, whatever. So I jumped in because there was an extra spot.
Yeah.
And he would crash, like within the first 10 seconds, he would crash before we even got to a flag, and we'd all spawn again. So I was on the voice chat. I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I just try it once? And they're like, yeah, just let him try it once, whatever. And the other guy was all pouty, and he stayed on the ground.
Yeah.
And of course, at that point, I was really good at the helicopter. So, like, you know, my nose is scraping the top of buildings. They're throwing grenades out. We're hitting flag after flag. I think it went for a good 20 minutes before we got shot down. And then we respawn, and the guy was in the helicopter like, get in, guys, get in. They're like, no, this dude's fucking flying. You're not flying. And the guy got pissy and he left. That was like the greatest online moment of my life.
I feel like those are the greatest mix. Like,
yeah,
where it's like you get that that good balance between you have like one guy that's like, I have the skills to get us through this, and I have a plan. And then you have the player like me that's just like, let's have chaotic fun. Like, one of my favorite experiences, I think it was Halo 4 online. And me and my buddy, he's good at shooters, whatever. I'm like, all right, fine. You know what I'm good at? Driving cars, because all I play is effing Mario Kart. Got into Warthog. He had a railgun on the back of it. I'm literally circling this map, bobbing and weaving, drifting through stuff. And he's like, why are you so good at this? I'm like, I play a ton of Mario Kart. We literally got on a kill streak. I think we went like, and I'm not exaggerating these numbers, I'm pretty sure it was close to like 50 and like 6 deaths. We got 50 kills and 60 deaths or 6 deaths. Because we're just going around. He's just pinpoint blasting people. And it was just a ton of fun because we're just laughing our asses off halfway through. Like, how is this working? How has no one killed us? And it's just, it's finding that good mix. And it always makes a great time.
It does, and then there's the bad times.
Yeah,
and,
there's a ton of bad times.
Yeah, we could go on this forever, but really what? It's the end of the year, so I think it's time to get into the hook, and the Game of the Year award goes to... Well, the Game Awards has released their nominees for Game of the Year and managed to boil it down to 6 games. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Do you think this is a good list for the number of games that were released in 2025? And are some games left off the list that should really be there? Are games on the list that shouldn't be there? We're going to talk our 2025 Game of the Year nominees and why we think they should or should not be on this list.
Yeah, like, I'm happy to see the amount of indies on this list, but they don't need to be there. Like, yeah, Silksong, cool, it's there. It's only there because of the overhype.
Yeah.
Now that it's out,
now
I've not heard a peep after it came out, like the initial 2 weeks after. I haven't heard a soul talk about Hades 2. Yeah.
You know what really drives me is a lot of people, like a lot of the stuff I've read online for Ghost of GOTY was, it's too much like the original. That's why it doesn't belong on the Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But Silksong looks a lot like Hollow Knight. Hades 2 looks a lot like Hades. Sequels tend to look a lot like their first games with improvements, and that's what GOTY is.
That's what a sequel is.
To me, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I didn't even know came out.
What is that even?
And I think it's just a one Xbox game they have to put on there so Xbox doesn't get snubbed for another year.
It's the only thing they released, dear Lord.
Yeah, it's like Expedition 33, I see that being on there. Death Stranding 2, I think is because Kojima made it and he's a best friend with the Game Awards or what's his nuts.
That and Bonanza, they're buy-ins.
Bonanza I could hear the argument for. Hades 2, Silksong I could hear the argument for. Deliverance 2 or Kingdom Come there. No, wipe that off. GOTY deserves it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I honestly,
some people will fight me on that.
4 could go, I think.
Yeah, well, you got other games like Arc Raiders is making waves. I don't know anything about it. Shinobi Art of the Vengeance, Sword of the Sea was outstanding for an indie game, and that was barely on there. Monster Hunter Wilds came out. People love Monster Hunter Wilds.
All right, I've put almost 100 hours into Pokemon ZA. Yeah. I'm not the only one either. Like, that game people are clamoring about. Sonic Racing Crossroads. Yeah, but that's not
what it's about. Like, I don't know how they get this list or how they boil it down to 6, and then they let the fans vote on their 6 choices. And it's like, how about start the voting early on? You get millions of people voting the games, then you pick the top 6 out of that, and then people will be like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But at least you could say, well, you guys chose this, and then people can call each other stupid instead of Jeff Keighley.
I feel like it was that before, and it's just gone more downhill.
I remember.
I don't know if I've had rose-colored glasses or not, but yeah.
I don't know if what was that TV station? It was all about men and manliness.
Spike.
Spike TV, that was it. They did a video game awards one year, and I was like, oh, I'm super excited for this. all they did was announce games that won stuff and then had celebrities take the trophies home.
Yeah.
It was so dumb. And then that's what this was kind of like at the beginning, because they weren't inviting any of the developers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of smartened up. But reality is, this is a friggin' trailer announcement show.
It's all it is now.
A stupid Game Awards thing just to fill the time. And this is not the authority on the Game of the Year. Like, everybody's already been given their Games of the Year. And
yeah,
I think Expedition 33 has been taking home some trophies. GOTY has. I haven't seen Death Stranding take home anything. I don't think Bonanza has, unless it's like the Nintendo Game of the Year award.
Probably.
All these other games are being just left behind, and it's just like this one. I don't know. I have a feeling there's a dollar value to whoever got into the top 6.
I would say all of them, with the exception of Expedition 33. And I say that, I have still not played that, and I'm like, yeah, it deserves to be there, because I am that confident in how good that of a game that is. It's on my list. Well, that's something I should pick up for Christmas. Anyways.
Well, that ended up in another conversation I had with somebody, like, what is an indie game? And then this conversation has come up in a few spots. Yeah. And it's like, Expedition 33 is not an indie game because they were published by a big publisher. And it's like, nah, it's not
the developer is not, it's who developed it. Yeah, I agree.
So if a developer has to secure funding from the get-go, which I believe Expedition 33 did, because it was a bunch of Ubisoft France people who broke free of the Ubisoft and started their own studio, they had to secure their own funding. So what if they found a good publisher to release the game? They obviously made a game worthy to get a publisher to release it.
That means they did the work, is what that means.
Yeah. Silksong, 3-person team. They built a game, took years to do it. They released it for a great price. They've earned their spot. It's an indie game, but you know, Hollow Knight made bank. Mm-hmm. Hollow Knight made so much money. Why are they still considered an indie studio and not a AAA studio? Is it because of the style of game? Like, there's nothing that really defines indie anymore, except for, in my opinion, you start out securing your own funding.
I think you're right, because now they are a bigger studio, and it's like, okay,
they're not really a bigger studio. I believe it's still 3 guys
by financial aspects is what I mean.
Okay, financial,
no, it is still the 3 guys, but it's just like, okay, you have money and staying power and name recognition, all this. It's you're not 3 guys in a basement anymore. You're 3 guys with a corporation.
Yeah, see, Hades is still the one that throws me off, Hades 2, because I get it, everybody loved Hades, but Hades 2 has barely made a rattle in the sphere. Like,
nothing.
I knew it was coming out because I know people who love the game, but
same. That's it.
Is it really higher than some of these? Like, Blueprints came out and completely unique game.
Yeah.
Well, it is a unique game.
No, I'd say it's unique,
And it got completely snubbed in the Game of the Year. Like, it was fantastic. Like I said, Ghost of Yota, I'm going to die on that hill.
Oh, I agree. It should be there.
Art of Vengeance, all these games that came out this year.
Yeah.
They're just not sitting there where maybe they belong.
I'd say there's an argument. It's a small, maybe not Game of the Year, but Borderlands 4, I feel like that can get tossed in there too. I know a specific Brit that has a hard-on for it.
Yeah.
Well, he's hard for a lot of things. But there's a lot here that just it feels like the Game Awards are just buy-ins at this point, and it's frustrating, and I feel like I haven't tracked numbers, but I feel like viewership has been on the decline the past few years, because it's like you said, it's just a overhyped trailer show, which we have all these directs and everywhere else where you can see this stuff either earlier or I don't get it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of looking up games that came out. What about Battlefield 6 with how it came out with I
don't remember how the launch was, honestly.
Well, it's doing fantastic, right?
Is
Battlefield
it?
2042 fell flat, and everybody's like, this franchise
and then
is
6
over.
was the good one. Yeah, okay, yeah. I
6
now.
comes out this year. It just absolutely takes the world by storm, like that. I guess people who play first-person shooter online games by storm.
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty 7 or Black Ops 7 comes out and falls flat to Battlefield 6. Maybe that deserves some recognition.
Yeah, at least in the category.
But we're also talking about the Game Awards that gave Cyberpunk ongoing support because they fixed the game that was broken.
Yeah.
That's not ongoing support. That's giving you what they promised.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could probably go down this rabbit hole forever, but
probably.
What would you say your game of the year is for 2025? Let's because we don't do a game award show on this podcast. So, what are you going to call? What are you going to say your 2025 game of the year is? What does Joe give the Joseph trophy to?
The Joe gives it to Pokemon ZA because I have not dug into any game this year as hard as I have in this. I have not been so excited. Have been enjoying my time as much with anything else, and this is the year I got Switch 2 and played Mario Kart World, and it didn't grab me. And yeah, hands down, I would say it's ZA. But what about you?
All right, I go to Yotai.
I was gonna say, tell me why it's Yotai.
Yeah, I've been jerking that game off since it came out. It's the same reason. No game has hooked me like that. Like I started Expedition 33 when it came out. And it's still on my list of games to play, so I'm not going to crap on it. Mm-hmm. But it didn't hook me, so I kind of walked away, and it just kind of fell into the backlog. Like everybody says, the backlog from hell. Well, it's in my backlog from hell now. And then when Yotai came out, I thought it was going to be one of those games I played for 2-3 hours and then kind of struggled to get into, but that game just grabbed me and didn't let go. And even when I was at the end game, I ran back into the world map just to do stuff so the game wouldn't end. Even now, they just came out with the New Game Plus. I have a feeling I'm going back to it and I'm going to replay the game with New Game Plus.
I know, and I have DLC coming out for mine, and I'm excited just to go right into something else. The level cap's over 100. I'm happy. That hasn't been done yet. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, Joe. Well, that's going to do it for the main show of RetroBytes. So if you're a Patreon member, stick around because we have another topic coming up for you. But for everyone else, thank you for listening. And if you want to catch the main show, Retrotopia, you can do so every week wherever you get your podcast, where you got this podcast, obviously. And, Joe, do you have any final words for the audience?
Listen to more RetroBytes. It's the superior show. No.
That's a lie.
Oh, come on. It has more me. Everyone loves me.
All right. Until next time, everybody, take care.
Bye-bye.